Well, hello, and happy Halloween. It's Sandy Amarello, not Martha Stewart, as you may have suspected. So this is my first official meet and romance video, as promised, on Halloween. Now, I am going to be completely honest and tell you, I try to always be completely honest, but I'm going to tell you that I did a few test runs of this yesterday, and I burst into tears both times and ended up just crying and ranting about how much it sucks to be missing people that you really, really love and that they are dead. And, even if they are still floating around out there somewhere in the universe, they're not here for Halloween, which was just one of our favorite family holidays. So anyway, but you know what? It was better than going to therapy, and it was much better than journaling, like actually crying and yelling and swearing. It was all very cathartic. Anyway, now I am prepared. So I thought that we would do a little Q&A for this first video. So I'm going to be reading a question. I need my reading glasses, as many of you might as well. So today's question, especially for Halloween, comes from a woman named Doris from Ottertail, Minnesota. And Doris writes, "Dear Sandy, it's almost Halloween." I'm recording this the day before Halloween, so it is almost Halloween, but when you see this, it will be Halloween. It's almost Halloween, so I thought it might be a good time to ask a kind of creepy question. Since my husband died 2 years ago, I've discovered how much I like to hang out at cemeteries. I enjoy visiting him there, but I also love the peace and quiet. Although, she has this in parentheses, although I never realized so many people jog through cemeteries, and also, what's up with all the dogs? I feel like dogs shouldn't be allowed to walk around in and poop all over cemeteries, even if they do provide those plastic doggy poop bags. It feels disrespectful to me. I mean, really, I paid $3,000 for his cemetery plot. Her husband, not her dog. Do normal people enjoy spending time in cemeteries? I'm concerned there is something wrong with me. Do you think I need a psychiatrist? Am I going crazy? Also, I'm not sure about proper cemetery etiquette. If I do go, what should I wear? Is there a dress code? Is it okay to bring food? What about wine? Can I be arrested? I'm planning to visit there on Halloween, so I'm hoping to hear back from you soon. Well, Doris, thank you for your very thoughtful and very timely question. And also, you are asking the right woman, because as you can see, I am in my full widow regalia for Halloween, but also because I am a woman. Yes, I am a woman, but I am a widow also. And so this question is right up my alley and very apropos. First of all, Doris, let me put down her letter. Let me assure you, there is nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. Going to a cemetery to visit a loved one, even when you might know in your head they are not hanging out there, no matter what you believe about the afterlife. Why would anybody, if they're able to leave their bodies, why would they hang around in a depressing cemetery? I'm sure they have much better things to do. But that said, going to a cemetery, seriously, I found it very, very comforting. Once in a while, I'm still drawn to go there. I did just go to visit my husband's grave site, although I know he's not there, but there's still something, it can be a very comforting, very peaceful place. And it can bring a lot of actual, comfort and joy to your grieving heart. So anyway, do not feel like you're not a weirdo, Doris. Now, as far as needing psychiatric help, no, you do not. You might need some, but not because you're going to a cemetery. Take the money you would have spent going and asking a psychiatrist if it's okay to hang out at the cemetery, and use that money to get a nice massage. You could even get maybe 2 reasonably priced massages for what you would pay that psychiatrist. Anyway, Doris, now, on to your more pressing questions having to do with some of my favorite topics, cemetery etiquette, food, whether you can get arrested. Doris, first let's address your attire. Now, going to a cemetery, there is no dress code, but I would suggest as a widow, and just as a, fashionable woman, you can see I'm dressed in what would be appropriate cemetery attire. You can see I have this jacket on. It is black, but it has this kind of delightful little pattern, which is kind of a little like lacy, has a little spider web vibe. So, perfect for an occasion like visiting the cemetery. Now, I would suggest sticking with neutrals, black, gray, taupe, perhaps, always in good taste. That does not mean, Doris, that you need to be boring and hide your personality. Now, as you can see, you might not be able to see, but I'm going to show you. Under my tasteful little jacket, I have on this wonderful t-shirt. It's purple, and it says, "Taco dirty to me." Now, Doris, it just brings joy to my heart to know I have this on under my jacket. And, it's a little saucy, little naughty, kind of goes with, my complex personality, which is part, sophisticated and part saucy and naughty. I have a feeling, Doris, from your note that you wrote in, that you may have a very similar personality. So go with something like this. I love hats. Hat, especially with the black veil, is always appropriate for a widow, especially at the cemetery. And it's also, it's fashionable in the summer months. It can keep any insects away from your delicate skin, protect you. As far as accessories go, jewelry, pearls, diamonds. If you must use something that's, not real, that's okay. Just if you can go with real pearls. They always bring a glow to a woman's skin. But that doesn't mean you have to be boring. As you can see, I have diamond and pearl drop earrings, and I have added a little spider embellishment. All it took was my hot glue gun. And, I've made these earrings my own. Also, I'm wearing pearls that my husband did give me, so they're actually real. Again, if you can get real, go with that. So yeah, accessories, shoes. Leave your 5-inch spike heels at home, Doris. I would go with a low heel, maybe something a little slightly chunky. Please do not wear your tennis shoes. Try to put a nice outfit together. that your loved one would actually respect seeing you in. As far as, what you bring, you asked about food and you asked about wine, but first let's address decor, which is always a very important topic. Now, when I went to visit my husband's gravesite recently, I brought a few little things to, add a little Halloween flair to his stone. Now, you can bring things like cute little pumpkins, orange, white, very adorable. You can bring, I do suggest, you can bring candles. If you bring any kind of decorative or vintage candles, I would avoid actually, if you bring candles like these, or if you bring, these are quite lovely and tasteful in these lovely, tasteful Czechoslovakian antique candle holders and these lovely black Halloweenish looking candles. However, do not bring these to the cemetery and actually light them. We do not want any wildfires, Doris. I don't know, well, you live closer to California. I'm in Maine. Dry leaves, cemeteries, open flames is just asking for trouble. So if you, we don't want you to self-combust. If you bring any kind of candle that you plan on lighting, I would suggest something like this. This is a nice dark purple, like my purple t-shirt, which is very Halloweenish. It smells really good, and if you light it, it's in this nice little glass jar, so it can't catch anything. Nothing can burst. We do not want anything at the cemetery bursting into flames, Doris. Besides that, if you're going to bring food, which I highly suggest, I don't think it's illegal as far as I know. I eat at the cemetery all the time. Yesterday I had a, I keep wanting to say devil's food, but it actually was a red velvet cupcake, which was quite delicious. But if you are going to bring food, I think it's always nice to kind of have a little picnic. I mean, your husband or other loved one, they can't come to the party, so we need to bring the party to them, Doris. So I would suggest, like, here's a lovely vintage wool, very tasteful blanket, very nice, blends in with the grass and the dead leaves, so you don't call too much attention to yourself. If it's a damp day, now I wish I would have had this with me because it was drizzling and raining when I went. Here is a nice plastic flannel backed, again, vintage tablecloth. You can spread it out on the grass. It's brown and white, so it will kind of blend in. Or one of my favorite things is to find a lovely vintage kind of blanket or cloth. Look at the lovely edging on this one. Imagine the person who embroidered this, how much they would love knowing it's being put to good use. Now, you can also bring something like a lovely seasonal vintage placemat, perhaps. Add a little flair, a little more color. The tones will blend nicely with the autumnal leaves. Let's see, what else? I always like to make sure that I have tissues on hand. So, I like to bring my own, like a nice linen hanky. There are so many different lovely linen hankies to be found. But if you must, use paper, then at least have an appropriate kind of tissue box with you, like this lovely carved wooden, it's not antique, but as you can see, it's quite sturdy and holds a lot of tissues, and you can just keep it in your car, take it out wherever you are when you need them. Please Please do not use paper towels or toilet paper. Do not bring those things to the cemetery, or you should not be using those to cry anywhere. Maintain your dignity, Doris. Now let's get to the, food and wine, whatever kind of food you like. As far as wine goes, I cannot publicly condone the public consumption of alcoholic beverages. Although I will tell you that those children's plastic flashlights that usually are orange or purple, or if you unscrew them and take the batteries out, and possibly cut the whatever wires might be in there, rinse them out with some nice hot water, they can make quite an excellent flask, Doris. Now, that's just on the, low down between you and me. Besides that, your last question was, I believe, can I get arrested? Now, Doris, I do not know the laws in Minnesota. I don't even really know the laws in Maine, but it's a miracle I have not been arrested yet. My husband is laid to rest in another state. I had quite a drive to get down there to visit him for a pre-Halloween visit. But as far as being arrested, Doris, a couple nights in prison does not compare to, you're already widowed. How much worse really can it get? Halloween, you're widowed, an alcoholic beverage at the cemetery might be in order. And if you do get arrested, you can always contact me, and I will do, I'll try to do some kind of fundraiser to get you bail money. Doris, thank you again for your very timely and deeply thoughtful and profound question. To reiterate, put on your big girl panties. Stop worrying what anyone else is thinking, whether it's illegal or legal. Of course, you don't want to be doing anything completely illegal. Do not bring drugs to the cemetery. Do not consume an entire bottle of wine. Having one little toast with some food, I think, is okay. Other than that, I say, go for it, Doris. And I love you. Happy Halloween. And please write in with any other questions. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. And you can go to my website to see all kinds of other Halloween fun little vintage recipes, photos of the decor here in my lovely studio. It is meatandromance.com, MEATANDROMANCE. Oh, and it rhymes. How cute. Anyway, go there, sign up for my blog. When I finally figure out how to get the subscribe button on YouTube under my videos, which hopefully I'll be able to do before I post this video, subscribe. I'm going to be posting a new video every week on all kinds of mysterious topics, and you're gonna love it. And I love you, and Halloween hugs to everyone.